everybody, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Will. And we're coming at you today with a great recipe for the best chocolate bundt cake of your life.
We don't usually put the claim best on our recipes, but...
Yeah, food bloggers never say that their recipe is the best ever.
But we have made this recipe a lot of times, and so have our readers. It's one of the most popular recipes on our blog, and the reviews are in. This is the best chocolate bundt cake ever, and we're really excited to make it with you today. So to start making the cake, we're going to boil together some fresh brewed coffee. So we've got coffee and cocoa powder. So we are going to whisk this together and bring it to a boil. Will take a couple of minutes probably.
Now that the coffee and cocoa powder is cooling on the stove, we are going to move on to some dry ingredients. So first up, we're going to need sugar. We're going to need 2 1/4 cups of sugar. Next up, we've got 1 1/4 teaspoons of kosher salt. Next up, we've got 2 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. And after that, you're gonna want 2 large eggs and get a 1/3 egg and separate it and just put the yolk in. So this is 2 eggs and 1 yolk. So 2 eggs plus 1 yolk.
All right.
In the mixing bowl.
Yep, we're ready to mix these together. And then we will add some of the wet ingredients. We've got 1 1/3 cup of buttermilk and 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons canola oil. And then lastly, we will have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
Moving on, the next step we have is to sift 2 2/3 cup of flour. So we've got our little handy dandy screen here, and we're just gonna sift this into a bowl.
All right, once the flour is sifted, we add it to our liquid ingredients over here. It's time to mix it up. The final step is to add our cooled mixture of cocoa and coffee. To test, you just want to make sure it's not so hot that you can't stick your finger in it. It shouldn't feel like hot to the touch.
Yeah!
He's a comedian. Also, it looks really good. As you can see, it's kind of thick. It looks like melted chocolate. You don't want to eat it. It tastes terrible. It is super bitter. Don't eat it. Yeah, it's not good.
Thanks for that.
So, all right, here we go. I'm gonna actually pour it in because it is still a little bit warm. I'm gonna start the mixer and pour it in while it's going. Our batter is done. It looks delicious, and it's time to put it in a bundt pan.
So you're gonna use some good cooking spray. You're gonna coat it real good. All the surfaces that are gonna be touching the cake batter. That should be good, right?
Yeah, we're using Baker's Joy, which is has the flour and the nonstick spray combined. If you're just using a nonstick spray, make sure you flour the pan as well.
All right, now that our bundt pan is greased up, we are gonna pour the cake batter into it.
We're ready. Let's bake this cake. We've got the oven set to 350. It will take about 1 hour. So let's do this. while our cake is in the oven, we are going to whip up this frosting. We are melting 6 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. Just kind of keep the bottom at a gentle simmer, and it will actually melt the chocolate pretty quickly.
We gotta add the butter and stir it into the melted chocolate, right? So melted butter in the microwave, stirring that guy in.
All right, we need half of the powdered sugar.
Half.
You can eyeball it.
That's about half, perfect.
Next up, we're going to add all of the sour cream. So we added all of the sour cream and the remaining powdered sugar.
Ooh, that's like a cool like zebra swirl effect.
Yes, it does look very pretty.
Okay.
Now, when we add the rest of this powdered sugar, it's going to seem very thick, kind of gloppy and weird. It's okay. Do not panic. It's all part of the plan. It's not going to look super appealing at this point. It's okay.
I mean, it's chocolate craft cement, so it still looks good. I'd still eat it.
Yes, it is.
And it's hefty.
All right. The final step is to add our 1/4 cup of coffee. Oh boy. And
nectar of life. Sorry.
our 1/4 cup of half and half. Again, it's gonna look gloppy and weird and kind of gross. You just have to keep at it until it comes together, and it will come together and shiny and thick and glossy and delicious.
Oh, it all turned, like all instantly, it just became like the silkiest, most velvety. Ooh, yeah.
Isn't that so fun? It's fun to make it because you think, oh, this is going nowhere. This is terrible.
That was crazy.
And then all of a sudden, silk. Perfect. Well, we have had plenty of time for our cake to cool completely, and now it's time to hold our breath and flip it over.
Alright. Ooh, that was a good one.
It looks so good, you guys.
Bundt cake pans are incredible.
Yes, it's always so satisfying to turn out a bundt cake. And even though they don't really take much more work than a traditional cake, they just look so pretty as is. You don't even have to decorate them.
It's, yeah, familiar. But it's simple. It just kind of lets the big dollops of frosting on there. See how it just kind of lays on? I feel like Bob Ross on Joy of Painting. Just tap, tap, tap. Happy frosting. You have a happy cake.
That's right. You can kind of guide it down a little bit more if you want it to fall down the cake.
Look at them drizzles. Mm.
And if you want to make it look fancy, you could put some whole strawberries around the top or fresh raspberries or something like that. That would look really nice. I personally just love the look of a chocolate cake. It looks so decadent and delicious. It just makes you want to dive right in.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a good one, but you guys give it a try. Leave comments. Check it out on NeighborFoodblog.com and give us a rating.
Let us know what you think. We hope you love it as much as we do.
Mm-hmm. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye!
See you guys.
We want big, beautiful bunts.
Yeah. Can you eat that part now, or is that also a dirty, rotten trick?
No, the batter tastes delicious.
Yeah, sure.
Well coated. I'm cleaning up.
Bake the cake for 1 hour at 350.
Fine. You can put that in text when it's going in.
No, I'll just fix it all in editing. It's fine. Bake the cake for. Hey, you get over that bowl.
He's confiscated. Is that a word?
This will be easier when you're just doing this in your kitchen by yourself without the aid of a bumbling buffoon throwing your dishes on the floor. There we go.